The public's interest was piqued when news broke of a candid dinner conversation between Hollywood legend Kevin Costner and Prince Harry at Cuz, one of New York's most esteemed Italian restaurants. Known for its high-profile clientele and intimate setting, Cuz provided the perfect backdrop for what started as a simple meeting between two longtime friends, but soon evolved into a dramatic exchange loaded with tension, raw emotion, and ultimately, a search for understanding. Kevin Costner and Prince Harry's friendship is rooted in shared interests and mutual respect. Costner, an acclaimed actor and director, and Harry, the former royal who redefined his role in the public eye after stepping back from official duties, have always connected over their shared love for outdoor pursuits, philanthropy, and a dedication to carving their own paths. This bond, however, has not been immune to strain, especially as Harry's life choices have made headlines and fueled public debate. That evening at Cuz, what began as pleasantries and catch-up talk swiftly took a sharp turn. Costner, a man known for his straightforwardness both on and off the screen, brought up Harry's departure from royal life and the subsequent shifts in his public persona. The actor's voice, usually calm and measured, resonated with an edge of frustration. He expressed concerns that echoed those of many observers. How Harry's choices, from moving to the U.S. to his contentious media ventures, seemed at odds with the sense of duty he once embodied. Harry's reaction was immediate. The prince, having faced relentless scrutiny from the British and global press, was visibly defensive. His body language, crossed arms and narrowed eyes, suggested that he felt cornered. While Costner's words were not meant to wound, they clearly struck a nerve, bringing the conversation to a heated crescendo. Their voices, though hushed out of respect for the setting, carried enough weight to turn heads in the dining room. Diners glanced curiously at the two figures, sensing the tension that had settled between them like a heavy fog. The scene was electric, layered with the kind of drama typically reserved for the silver screen, but unfolding in real life. Kevin's pointed observations were not the idle concerns of a distant acquaintance. They were the heartfelt worries of a friend who felt compelled to speak up. Harry, in turn, retorted that the path he chose was necessary for his mental health and to protect his family's well-being. He alluded to the traumatic memories of his late mother, Princess Diana, and the toxic pressures of royal life that played a part in his and Meghan's decision to step away. For a moment, it seemed as though the dinner might end with an icy silence, punctuated only by the clinking of cutlery and the murmur of other guests. The palpable strain left witnesses holding their breath, anticipating an abrupt departure or an unresolved fallout between two once close friends. Yet, just as quickly as the argument had flared, the atmosphere began to shift. Costner's expression softened. He leaned back, took a long breath, and after a pause that felt like an eternity, admitted that he missed seeing Harry as the vibrant, mission-driven prince he had known. His voice, lower now and tinged with regret, emphasized that his critique came not from judgment, but from genuine concern. Kevin's eyes, sincere and searching, met Harry's, conveying an unspoken plea for understanding. The prince's tense posture relaxed, the sharpness in his gaze dulled. Harry, who had long struggled to find allies amid a media landscape that often sought to vilify him, seemed to recognize the compassion embedded in Costner's words. The evening took on a new tone. Where there had been defensiveness, now there was reflection. Kevin spoke of the complexity of carving out one's identity when under the public eye, something he, as a global celebrity, could relate to in part. Harry nodded, his expression shifting from guarded to contemplative. The prince shared the weight of balancing his past and present, the legacy of his royal upbringing versus the need for autonomy. In that moment, the mutual respect that had once defined their friendship resurfaced. As the dinner wound down, the two men ordered a shared dessert, a symbolic gesture that seemed to encapsulate the newfound sense of reconciliation. What had begun as a confrontation over choices and repercussions ended with a promise to keep communication open. They clinked glasses, no longer adversaries but friends acknowledging their differences while seeking common ground. By the time Kevin and Harry left Cuz, the ambience in the restaurant had shifted back to its usual buzz, though the whispers among diners lingered. The story of their encounter spread rapidly, amplified by the presence of a few keen-eyed paparazzi waiting outside. Within hours, headlines splashed across the tabloids. Tense dinner between Kevin Costner and Prince Harry sparks public intrigue. Speculation swirled. Was this a harbinger of Harry reassessing his choices? Would Kevin's words influence the prince's future actions? The public reaction to the story was mixed but undeniably fervent. Some praised Costner for confronting Harry, arguing that real friends do not shy away from hard truths. Others sympathized with Harry, pointing out that the pressures of royal life and constant media attention are burdens few can comprehend. Social media erupted with analysis, with hashtags like #KevinandHarry trending as amateur psychologists and royal commentators weighed in on every detail of the dinner. Amid the media frenzy, the encounter between Costner and Harry stood as a testament to a simple truth. Even the most high-profile friendships can be tested, and the path to understanding often requires difficult conversations. It showed that behind the polished veneers and public personas are individuals struggling, like anyone else, to reconcile who they are with who they want to be. As Kevin Costner later reflected in a rare interview days after the dinner, friendships are not about always agreeing. They're about showing up, speaking honestly, and being there when it matters. For Harry, who has faced numerous storms since stepping back from his royal role, that night at Cuz served as a reminder that support sometimes comes in the form of uncomfortable honesty. This poignant tale of camaraderie, confrontation, and eventual reconciliation struck a chord with the public, underscoring that beneath the fame and titles, there are human connections that require nurturing. It was a moment where the veil between celebrity and real life lifted, revealing the struggles that even princes and movie stars are not immune to.